Here are the latest updates on the game-changing FSD Beta 11, which is going to be single stack, which came out on the 11th day of 11th month at 11:11 p.m. What is a single stack? Basically, right now, FSD, full self-driving, has multiple brains. It uses one brain, then it goes on highway, another brain when it navigates through city streets, and then there is parking as well. We do not have access to it yet, but we should be expecting to have it released very soon to the beta testers and then only later to Canada. Maybe I should move to US from Canada. Having a single stack is extremely difficult and requires a lot of retraining. And of course, like with any big update, probably there are going to be some bugs initially, so that's why only employees have access to it for now. And it would be actually awesome to have actually smart summon.
As you can see, I mean, it's, you know, when something like this happens, it's a pretty expensive car.
Right now, it is still actually completely not useful, unfortunately. And I'm saying this as a Tesla stock investor. I'm going to summarize some of the notes, release notes for FSD Beta 11. And the first difference that you will see, for example, when you go through a city using FSD Beta, you see those complex, you see everything, all the cars, markings, everything. And then if you go on highway, all you see is this. So a single stack is going to give basically Tesla, you could say, much higher resolution. That's one simple way to say it. I'm going to keep it super simple because otherwise I would keep this video 33 minutes long, which let's not do that here. If you want to watch in-depth explanation, Dr. Know-It-All did it pretty well. And currently the highway stack, the legacy stack, is over 4 years old. It's getting really old. And if you have 8 cameras in your Tesla, which most of them do, the legacy highway stack still relies on just several single camera and single frame networks. Next, improved occupancy network. This, I'm going to demonstrate the difference to you, what this actually means in simple terms. Look at how crisp everything looks right now. This is more like what the improvement is going to look like. And now, this is sort of what it used to be. So this is what increased resolution generally means if we oversimplify everything. In other words, it's a big deal, just like adding 260,000 more video training clips, which, if you do the math, 260,000 video clips times 8 cameras times 10 seconds per clip times 36 frames per second, that is about 749 million single frame images, which is why Dr. Know-It-All says that Tesla is basically unbeatable at this point because it has so much more data than anyone else. The only way Tesla could lose the full self-driving race is if data turns out not to be important at all, which we know. If we look at basically any sophisticated AI model, more data is like the most important thing, and only Tesla has all of this data, and it's growing exponentially. So to keep up with it, it's basically impossible for anyone. Then this next improvement of 63.6%, this basically helps avoid things that you are about to see even better, and it's already pretty good. Nice. And this specifically refers to people that, or objects that appear out of nowhere very fast, just like what you witnessed. Improved creeping profile with higher jerk than creeping starts and ends. This basically means right now there's a big issue where the car, let's say it stops and then it's like, oh, I'm going. No, I'm not going. Oh, I'm going. Oh, no, I'm not going. And it's like undecided. this improvement, it would be more decisive. Instead of like this in the middle, it would either commit or it just wouldn't go at all. That's a necessary improvement. Then an improvement in regards to understanding when a vehicle is parked or not. So if you are at an intersection and there is a car that's parked super close to an intersection, now it will have a better understanding if that car is indeed parked or not. We did have some instances where the car thinks, FSD thinks another car is parked and therefore just stops and does basically nothing. These are probably not very big improvements since we don't have big percentages here, but still very welcome and very important. Improved detection for open car doors, very good. And then this one reminds me of the days then I would go to National Math Olympics in my home country. Improved smoothness through turns by using an optimization-based approach to decide which road lanes are irrelevant for calculations. So for example, you have multiple lanes to choose from, let's say 3, you know, only you need to think about 2 lanes, not 3. Just stop worrying about things you don't need that are not relevant, like Tesla stock going down when fundamentals are improving. It's only macro. This way, you have a life that is less stressful, which is exactly how also FSD is going to improve its accuracy. You know, when it goes through a turn, and sometimes it does a lot of this, that should do this should make it be a lot less like that. This is FSD beta, paying attention to multiple things at once. So paying attention to the camera, paying attention to that weather, paying attention to the ball. It's a disaster right now. Another way to think of a highway stack is just juggling one ball. And this is the legacy stack. And now this is the single stack. One brain is juggling 2 things, and it's being able to switch when it needs to successfully. This is why the single stack is so important. And juggling 3 things all at once is so much more difficult. So also, if you know, instead of having to choose from 3 lanes, now you only have to choose 2 lanes. Like this is what it used to try to do before. And of course, that requires some serious skill. 2, much easier, right? And then a few more improvements, improved visualization, and then improved recall for vehicles directly behind our car, and improved precision for vehicle detection network. These are 48 reasons why I only own Tesla stock in my stock portfolio. My name is Matt Posius, coming to you from Vancouver City, Canada. I'll see you later today. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe and like if you haven't yet.